Good evening, everyone, and welcome onto the campus of Canyon View High School. Derek Diesner here with you. Thank you so much for joining us on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Tonight, we're going to bring you tonight's regular season finale for the Canyon View Jaguars. And with more on tonight's game, we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Brittany Boyer, who's with head coach Adrian Arona. Brittany?
I'm here with Coach Arona. Huge game for you guys tonight against Millenium. What is the key to victory going to be for this young Canyon View squad?
Do a lot of things that we did last game. We played pretty well with them last game, led for most of the first half and into the second half. We just got to be able to play 4 full quarters. The kids are ready. They're excited. They want to start a rivalry, but you got to beat the other team in order for it to be a rivalry. So.
Anything else you want to add about this Canyon View team before this matchup? There was a lot of I don't want to say testosterone, but there was a lot of heated action on the court in that JV game. So anything else you want to add?
Well, it's just, I'm sure they do too, but whenever we play the team down the road, we get up for it. So that's some of that emotion kind of spilled out on the floor. But, yeah, we're going to just play hard for 4 quarters.
Perfect. All right, well, we'll talk to you at halftime and see you then. Derek, back to you.
Thank you so much, Brittany. And our thanks to head coach of your Canyon View Jaguars, Adrian Arona. Taking a look at the teams tonight, the Canyon View Jaguars come in with an overall record of 3-9 on the season, 3-3 in league play. The visitors from Goodyear, the Millenium Tigers, come in 8-6 overall and a perfect 6-0 in league play. That's first in 5A right now. The Millenium Tigers are fresh off a big win earlier this week as they defeated Lake Havasu on Tuesday by a final of 92-21. Millenium will close out their regular season tomorrow evening when they host Agua Fria in their regular season finale. This Millenium Tiger team is a young one. Their roster boasts 1 senior, 4 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 4 freshmen. So they're a young team, but a good team, and they are proving it this season in league play. We're going to step aside for the national anthem and the starting lineups, but we'll have the opening tip coming up in just a bit between your Canyon View Jaguars and the Millenium Tigers. You're tuned in to the Varsity Sports Show Network. We'll be back with the opening tip after this.
Starting at guard, junior, number 1, Reggie Orr. Starting at forward, sophomore, number 5, Jonas Jones. Starting at guard, senior, number 11, Colton Fields. Starting at forward, sophomore, number 23, Isaac Hines. And starting at guard, freshman, number 14, Gabe Pickens. Millenium is coached by Ty Atkinson. And now the starting lineup for your Canyon View Jaguars. Starting at guard, junior, number 0, Ladarian Hayes. Starting at guard, junior, number 1, Dante Marshall. Starting at forward, sophomore, number 10, Connor Aldridge. Starting at forward, sophomore, number 21, Cohen Aldridge. And starting at center, junior, number 34, Kamari Outley. Canyon View is coached by Mr. Adrian Arona. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back into Canyon View High School as we quickly approach opening tip between the Canyon View Jaguars and the Millenium Tigers. Derek Diesner, Brittany Boyer back with you. Your Jaguars are in their home white tops and white bottoms tonight with black letters and numbers outlined in blue. Millennium in their road black tops and black bottoms, trim in purple letters and numbers. In purple outlined in white. Brittany, we've got a great contest ahead of us tonight, and a great way for this young Canyon View team to put a cap on their season.
We do. I'm very excited to see what we have in store for us, especially after the ending to that JV game, which I don't think that any viewers right now got to see, but it was absolutely insane. You know, came down to the last second. There was an injury to a varsity player that was also playing in the JV game, so my best wishes to him in a speedy recovery, and hopefully nothing's wrong, but very, very aggressive on both sides, and it was a fun, entertaining game to watch.
Definitely. We'll get you the starting five for both teams as we are 22 seconds into this game here this evening. For the visiting Millenium Tigers, their starting five will be junior Reggie Orr, sophomore Jonah Jones, senior Coleman Fields, sophomore Isaac Himes, and freshman Gabe Pickens. And for your Canyon View Jaguars, it'll be Ladarian Hayes, Dante Marshall, Connor Aldridge, Cohen Aldridge, and Kamar Outley. And, you know, we saw the emergence of Cohen Aldridge a couple games ago that we were able to broadcast, and the young sophomore is really making a name for himself on this Jaguar squad as the first bucket of the game is scored by the big man, Isaac Himes. He averages over 16 points a game, and another quick bucket off a turnover from the inbounds play, and Coleman Fields, the senior captain, lays it up and in for two. And we've got a timeout just 57 seconds into this ball game. It's 4-0 Millennium. Quick start for head coach Ty Amundsen and his young Tiger squad. Adrian Arona has definitely brought some physicality to this Jaguar team as he looks to build this young program. And you know, they didn't have much of an off season due to the pandemic, didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this season, but they did their best. And you know that Coach Arona is hoping to finish this season on a positive note. Currently, the Jaguars are riding a 4-game losing streak, and an upset win tonight of the Millenium Tigers, their crosstown rivals, as you heard Coach Arona talk about in the pregame interview, would be one for the books, and definitely a solid way to end the regular season.
Definitely.
More like a football pass down to Connor Aldridge, unable to convert, but offensive rebound is handled by Cohen Aldridge. He tries to get it over to Connor, and the ball is stolen away by Gabe Pickens. Quickly at the other end come the Tigers. They have some size, which definitely will cause some matchup problems tonight against this Jaguar defense. A steal by Ladarian Hayes. Hayes will slow it up and dribble out wisely. He gets it over to Bryson Cosgrove. Cosgrove over to Marshall. Three on the way, off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound into the hands of Gabe Pickens. Pickens now looked like he turned it over, but it looks like instead they'll whistle a foul, I believe, on Bryson Cosgrove, and they do. The junior is called for the first foul of this contest. 6:13 to go in this first quarter of play. 4-0 Millennium leading Canyon View. Inbounds over to Pickens. He'll work it down low now. Himes, hook shot, rattles around the rim and falls. 6-0 Millennium leads. Cosgrove is tripped up and will be the first foul whistled on Millennium. This should be going on Jonah Jones. Dante Marshall will bring the ball ahead for the Jaguars. Marshall picks up his dribble, finds the open man, Cohen Aldridge puts it up off the back of the iron, no good. Pickens with another rebound. That's either 3 or 4 already for the young man. A three-point attempt on the way, no good. Ball tipped around. Bryson Cosgrove comes down with the loose ball for the Jaguars. Cosgrove gets it over to Marshall. They'll send it down low now to Cosgrove. Cross-court pass over to Connor Aldridge. Cohen Aldridge working with it now. Up top, Ladarian Hayes, the junior, the scoring leader on this Jaguar team. Little too strong, taking it to the hole. And Coleman Fields gets the defensive rebound. Had the ball stolen away. Last touch by the Jaguars. It will stay with Millennium. Couple of substitutions for the Tigers. A.J. Marsh and Christian Holly will both check into this game, both freshmen. Marsh brings it across the timeline, gives it over to Holly, back to Marsh. Near side into Reggie Orr. They'll work it down low. Going up with it, guarded by 3 defenders. Isaac Himes able to put it up and in. And he just towers over these Jaguar defenders as Himes, again, coming in tonight, average over 16 points a game. And I believe he's now at 6 points here on the evening. The big man paying dividends early. And now he comes up with the steal on the inbounds pass. No foul called on the baseline, but the ball does go out of bounds. Last touch by a Jaguar, and Millennium will keep it, leading 9-0 with 4:47 to go in this first quarter of play. Orr gives it near side. 3 on the way, no good. An offensive rebound as Isaac Himes just able to tip it to his teammates. A.J. Marsh will pull up, and he drains it for 2. 11-0 Millennium leads. And a timeout called by head coach Adrian Arona. 4:27 to go in this first quarter of play. We'll take a break with them. We'll be back with more Canyon View basketball right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterathletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind.
I was just like,
Oh.
wait. Okay.
All right, we are back. We apologize. We had some technical difficulties, but we are good to go. 11-0 our score. 3:45 left in this first quarter of play. Millenium with the ball. Derek Diesner, Brittany Boyer back with you. That three-point attempt in and out, no good. Offensive rebound to the Tigers. Another offensive board, and Reggie Orr puts it in to extend the Tigers' lead to 13-0. Football pass down court, a Hail Mary over to Cohen Aldridge. He'll back it out and bank the three in. The sophomore gets Canyon View on the board with 3:15 to go in this first quarter of play. 13-3 our score. Jaguars down just 10. Three on the way, no good. They are just being out-rebounded on both sides of the floor, but a good job as Logan Abreu comes up with the loose ball. Isaac Himes had his pocket picked. At the other end come the Jaguars, driving down the lane, putting it up, no good for Bryson Cosgrove, and he'll be whistled for the offensive foul, I believe. It'll be Millenium ball.
You know, and this is just exactly like Coach Arona said. It's just getting the team to play a full 32 minutes. Right now, they're still a little slow out the gate, getting things started, finding a rhythm. And, you know, this Millenium defense is a little bit overwhelming for them. So they kind of were knocked on their heels early, and they're going to be fighting back now the rest of the game. So it's just a learning curve.
Yeah, they're just undersized against this Millenium team, and this is a tough matchup to end your season on. Good ball movement off the offensive rebound, and the second chance bucket is good by Isaac Himes. I think he's going to have a good amount of points by the end of this night as that pass goes out of bounds, turnover to Millenium. And Brittany, this kind of reminds you of that game here a few weeks ago against Ironwood, where you knew Ironwood was just going to be too much for the Jaguars, and they were able to flash that early. I mean, they didn't miss many shots in that game.
Yes, but I feel like Ironwood is a little bit more aggressive in terms of shooting from behind the three-point arc this year, where Millenium's been going in a little closer, and they've also been missing shots. So
yeah,
not as dangerous, but still dangerous nonetheless. And there you go.
Three-pointer is good. Connor Aldridge knocks it down, 15-6. Jaguars trail by just 9. And that's a good hard foul there by the Jaguar defense. You don't want to give up any easy buckets. And right now, you know, Millenium's using their size to their advantage. They keep trying to go to the bucket, but you see the Jaguars remaining tough and just trying to be aggressive on the defensive end. Coleman Fields in and out on the first free throw attempt. Couple of substitutions for Canyon View. Kamar Outley will check in, and for the Millenium Tigers, we'll see Lauren Mitchell check in. Also checking in for Millenium is Reggie Orr. Second free throw attempt by Coleman Fields is good. That extends the Millenium lead to 10. 16-6 our score. Under 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. Foul will be called on Mitchell, the junior, just into this game. As only the second team foul charged to Millenium here in the first quarter. Jaguars have 5 as a team. Marshall brings the ball across the timeline. He'll work around a screen. Picks up his dribble now, slings it in the corner. Marshall hits the deck, but quickly gets back up. Cross-court pass, that was risky. Josiah Flores intercepts it, goes to the hole. No good. Right there for the offensive rebounds, Coleman Fields. Ball is loose. Dante Marshall now will take it to the other end. Marshall puts it up. No good. The two big men get tied up with it, but Isaac Himes wrestles it away from Kamar Outley. He'll try to go down the hole, and he is called for lowering his shoulder. And it'll be Jaguar basketball. So right now, this has to be some positive momentum for Canyon View. They're hanging tough with this Millenium team. As a substitution for the Tigers, checking in will be number 15, Donovan Franks. Franks doesn't score much, doesn't get a lot of rebounds, but what he does bring are blocks. He leads the team with 13 blocks this season. I don't know if they have a men's volleyball team or if that's even a thing in Arizona high school athletics.
It is.
Well, if it is, then Donovan Franks needs to play.
You know, that season would be coming up right around the corner for them, so maybe it's something he should keep in mind.
Franks with the rebound. Millennium leads by 10, under a minute to go. And it looked like Bryson Cosgrove was going to have a nice steal, but he steps out of bounds and Millennium gets the ball right back. Millennium will send A.J. Marsh as well as Isaac Himes back into this game. They got a short breather and they're already back in with 49 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. They'll work it right to the big man Himes. Now they'll work the ball around the three-point arc. We've got a whistle down low. 3 seconds called on Donovan Franks. Cohen Aldridge turns the ball over, laying it up and in for two is A.J. Marsh, 18-6. Jaguars have had a difficult time getting the inbounds pass here in this first quarter. We've seen a few turnovers already. Good look inside. Ball pinballs off a few Millennium defenders, goes out of bounds, and it will remain with the Jaguars as they'll inbound on their baseline with 21 seconds to go. Cosgrove triggering the inbounds pass. Somehow winds up in the hands of Dante Marshall. He'll put up the jumper off the back of the iron, no good. Off of the fingertips of Outley. Josiah Flores, check that. Reggie Orr comes down with the loose ball. No push, the ball ahead, 5 seconds. Three-pointer by the big man. That is good by number 14, Isaac Himes, and that will do it for this first quarter of play. It was all Millennium Tigers, 21-6 after 8 minutes of play. We'll take a break and be back with the second quarter right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
Vintage Motors specializes in custom builds, fabrication, engine swaps, routine maintenance, and service for all years, makes, and models, including diesels. From Ford Model A builds to tow truck repair and more, it's Vintage Motors. Give them a call today at 623-930-8494 or stop by 3015 East Main Street in Mesa, just east of Lindsay, and tell them the Varsity Sports Show sent you.
Back on the campus of Canyon View High School, Derek Diesner, Brittany Boyer back with you. And after 8 minutes of play, the Millennium Tigers lead the Jaguars 21-6. But Canyon View has been hanging tough, and we'll see what they have in store for Millennium here in this second quarter of play. Brittany, you have to be impressed with this young Jaguar squad, and you could tell they're giving it their all here tonight against Millennium. And even though they're down 15, they have really hung tight with this Millennium squad.
They have. It's been a great effort. You know, they're still figuring things out. Like we said, you know, not a ton of time to really prepare for things. A lot of unknowns in terms of what's going to happen from week to week, even day to day, preparing for the season. So to just be here in this moment, in this game, I think means a lot for a lot of kids. And, you know, you just go up. You only can go up from here. You know, first year as a varsity program, not a terrible year.
No, not at all. It has been a fun team to follow, and this is definitely a school and a program on the rise, and this will be a fun bunch to watch. Again, no seniors on this Jaguars squad, so we didn't have senior night tonight, and we'll see all of these kids and more next season for the 2021-22 campaign for the Jaguars. An alley-oop left short, Outley with the rebound, and the Jaguars will push it at the other end.
And, with no seniors and additional kids coming in, we've talked about how this area is booming. It's a beautiful area. And like Verrado, this school is also just exploding with kids. So I'm sure that there's going to be some kids that move into this area that enroll in school over the summer that we haven't seen yet that are going to be some showstoppers.
Yeah, it will be a fun off season, that's for sure. Had a technical foul against Millenium, and that will send Dante Marshall to the line to shoot the technicals. Unable to convert on his first attempt. He does convert on the second. It's a 14-point lead for Millenium. Checking in for Canyon View is Ladarian Hayes. He'll give Cohen Aldridge a rest. It'll be Jaguar basketball as Cosgrove will inbound on the far baseline. Gets it into Hayes. Hayes at the top of the key. Looking to work around an Outley screen. He does. Now he picks up his dribble, sends it up top to Cosgrove. Cosgrove going to dribble in on the left side. Gets it ripped away from Reggie Orr. Orr gives it off to Christian Holly. Lost a handle on it. Outley ahead. Marshall puts it up. No good. And Holly gets the rebound. Holly quickly down at the other end. Three-point attempt by Reggie Orr. No good. Outley with another rebound. Now Outley throws that pass away. And Coleman Fields will control. Good ball movement by Millenium. Himes sends it down low. Going up with it was Coleman Fields, and he was fouled on his way to the bucket. He'll head to the line for a pair.
It really looks like they need to just slow things down a little bit offensively whenever they get possession of the ball. They're just in such a hurry to try to get down there and score. Take some time, set up a good play, execute. Don't worry about just getting to the basket and putting up a sloppy shot.
It's kind of something similar we see for the other school that we broadcast for here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. You see that with the Saguaro SaberCats. When they play a team like Millenium that likes to run the ball, that's not the type of basketball that the SaberCats like to play either, but they'll try to keep pace with them. And when they step outside of their comfort zone, that's when they have trouble. This Jaguar squad, if they can get their offense set, move the ball around, find that open man, that's when they succeed. They've got a lot of great shooters on this team. Marshall tried to get it down to Outley. That pass was deflected and will go out of bounds and stay with Millenium. 6:10 to go until halftime, 23-7. The Millenium Tigers lead the Canyon View Jaguars. Gabe Pickens will inbound for the Tigers. Pickens sends it up top to Reggie Orr. Back into Pickens. They'll work it down low to Himes, and we've got a whistle. Hands on the back. And I believe Kamar Outley is going to be called for this foul, and he is. We're going to have a substitution for Millenium as DeMarco Thomas, I believe, will be checking in for the first time this evening. Himes connects on the first of the 1-and-1. Fans, a couple of reminders. Join us, or we hope you'll join us on Saturday morning for the Varsity Sports Show on 1060 AM KDUS, as we will speak with head boys basketball coach Adrian Arona of your Canyon View Jaguars boys basketball team. We'll also speak with head coach Des Carranza of the girls basketball team. And on Saturday morning is when the selection show will happen. And while the Jaguar boys team will see their season come to an end here this evening, the girls have a chance to make it to the field of 16 as that three-pointer is good by Connor Aldridge. 25-10 our score. So we hope you'll join us for that. Again, our show is from 9 to 10 on 1060 AM KDUS. Three-pointer on the way, and that is good. Is answering for Millenium is Coleman Fields. 28-10 our score. Some other programming to keep you up to date on. We'll have the Saguaro SaberCats boys basketball game for you tomorrow here on the Varsity Sports Network. And later this spring, stay tuned, Jaguar fans, because we will have 3 Jaguar baseball games and 3 Jaguar softball games. So you'll want to make sure to tune in for that. Another three-pointer, this one off the hands of Dante Marshall. 30-13 our score, 5 minutes to go in this second quarter.
They're starting to slow things down a little bit, and look at what's happening.
Yeah, that three-pointer off the back of the iron, no good. Dante Marshall with the rebound, outlet ahead, and the lay-in is good for Ladarian Hayes. He cuts the lead in half, 30-15. Jaguars trail the Tigers. A deep three-pointer on the way. That is no good. Ball tipped around. Outley comes away with the rebound. He'll pass it off to Marshall. Marshall gets it over to Aldridge. Aldridge puts it in the hands of Hayes. Hayes going to drive down the lane. Puts it up. No good. Outley gets the rebound. Kicks it out. Hayes for 3. That is good. 30-18. Jags trail by just 12.
A rally. Oh, my gosh.
I was surprised on that play that when Outley got the rebound, he just didn't turn around and lay it in for 2, but he passed it out, and Ladarian Hayes was able to drain the 3. Three-point attempt on the way for the Tigers. That is no good. Reggie Orr gets the rebound, and he's going to be whistled for a travel. Jaguars will get the ball back, and they'll send a fresh pair of players into this ball game as Logan Abreu and Cohen Aldridge will check in, replacing Connor Aldridge and Bryson Cosgrove. 30-18, under 4 minutes to play in this second quarter. Marshall down the lane, kicks it out. Abreu for 3, no good. Marshall's there for the rebound. He goes up with it, ball's knocked loose, still loose, and coming up with it is Coleman Fields. He'll outlet ahead to Marsh. Marsh went up with that, very lackadaisical, no good. Ball is stolen away by Cohen Aldridge. Aldridge too much to Marshall, and Marshall just slammed head first into the padded wall. His teammates will help him up, but the trainers quickly hop up to go and look at him. The trainers are on the court, but they're going to start to come off as Dante Marshall says, I'm all right. He's just trying to laugh it off, but I wonder if they're going to have to look at him just for a concussion protocol. Looks like our head trainer might have to talk it over with the referee and see what they want to do. And yes, they are going to have to look at him. So Dante Marshall saying, I'm fine, but he's going to have to come out, and checking in will be Bryson Cosgrove. You know Marshall doesn't want to come out of this game, but he's got to get looked at. He slammed into that wall pretty hard.
He did, and especially after that scare in the last game with the apparent, it seems like a concussion. You just never want to risk anything like that, especially with the brain injury.
Another turnover by the Tigers as they walked with it. Now we'll have a substitution as Lauren Mitchell will check in, replacing Donovan Franks. 30-18, the Jaguars are going on a bit of a run. Here's a home run pass to Abreu, and he'll pull up. Handoff over to Cosgrove in the corner. Cosgrove somehow slipped that to Hayes.
Remarkable.
The defenders didn't see it. Hayes gonna fire up a 3, rattles around the rim, no good, and A.J. Marsh with the rebound. Marsh passes it over, shot by Fields, and he is fouled. Jaguars really picking up the intensity here in the last few minutes, and here's a nice sight for the Jaguars as heading to the scorers table to check back into this ball game is Dante Marshall. At the scorers table for Millenium is Reggie Orr, as the first free throw is good from Coleman Fields. And referee was not going to let Marshall in until he got clearance from the athletic trainer, and she just was able to give her clearance. So Marshall is back in this ball game, replacing Bryson Cosgrove. Free throw by Fields. In and out, in again. 32-18. Jaguars trail by 14 points. 2:56 to go until halftime. Hayes gets the inbound over to Cohen Aldridge. Aldridge across the timeline. He'll slow it up now. Aldridge gonna dribble in, right into traffic. Almost lost the ball. And he does as it goes out of bounds. It will be Millenium basketball. So the young sophomore got a little excited there, dribbled right into traffic, lost the ball, and turns it over to the Tigers. Layup is good, 34-18 our score, and we've got a timeout as someone's mask, I think. A filter from the mask fell out. Things you'll only see in 2020, 2021.
Hopefully.
Or so we hope. Hayes lost a handle on that. It will stay with the Jaguars, and they will inbound underneath their bucket. (34-18) our score. 2:27 to go before the half. Cohen Aldridge set to inbound, and we've got a whistle underneath. Fans, I hope you're taking notes at home, because in the second half, we will ask you, the fans, to vote in our comments section here on YouTube for our Stessa Movement Player of the Game. It can be a member of the Canyon View Jaguars or even the visitors, the Millenium Tigers. But selfishly, we hope it's a Jaguar. Logan Abreu at the free throw line. He converts on the front end of the 1-and-1. Checking in for Millenium will be number 3, Christian Holly. He'll give Lauren Mitchell a seat. Abreu ready at the line for his second attempt. That is good. 34-21, 2:27 to go in this ball game. In the first half, excuse me. Himes sends it near side over to Holly. Holly, guarded by Mitchell, tries to send it down low. A great defensive play by LaDarian Hayes to knock that ball away right to one of his teammates. And now Hayes gets it back, fires up the fadeaway three, no good. And the rebound to the big man, Isaac Himes, who lost his filter again. Outley with the rebound, outlet ahead to Marshall. Marshall gonna go right at the big man, and he gets it rejected, but is able to scoop up the loose ball. And we've got a whistle, foul going against A.J. Marsh. He fouled Cohen Aldridge too much of the body.
Foul charge to A.J. Marsh.
And Aldridge will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
This has been an exciting second quarter.
Yes, it has. The Jaguars are fighting. They are just clawing their way back into this game, and it is great to see. Aldridge knocks down the first on the front end of the 1-and-1. 9 fouls for Canyon View to this point. 8 for Millenium. Second free throw in and out, no good. And Millenium will come up with the rebound, pushing ahead to Coleman Fields. Fields slings it near side over to Holly. Holly goes over to Himes. Himes back over to Holly for a three. That is good. 37-21, Millenium leads. Less than 90 seconds to play in this first half. Cohen Aldridge, good look down low, and Kamar Outley puts it up and in on the left side for two. Canyon View trails by just 14. Holly drives in, kicks out. Jumper on the way by Himes, no good. Offensive rebound, ball goes off of the shoe top of Christian Holly and out of bounds. It'll be Jaguar basketball. Lauren Mitchell and Gabe Pickens will both check back into the game for Millenium. They'll replace A.J. Marsh and Christian Holly. 1 minute to go in this second quarter. Dante Marshall with the ball, brings it across the timeline quickly for Canyon View. A Euro step to the bucket, no good. Ball was deflected. It goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Jaguars with 52 seconds to go. Cohen Aldridge will inbound. Sends it up top to Outley. Outley gets it right back to Aldridge for three. That is good. The sophomore Cohen Aldridge knocks it down, and it's an 11-point lead for Millenium. 40 seconds to go in this first half. Himes over to Pickens. Near side back to Himes. Himes kicks it out. A three-pointer on the way. That's left short. The sophomore Aldridge with the rebound. Cohen pushes it down. Good look. Outley has it. Back out to Aldridge for three. Off the back of the iron, no good. Abreu the rebound. He gets the ball stolen from behind it. We have a kick ball, and it will stay with Millenium. 14 seconds to go until halftime. 37-26. Millenium leads, and we will have a 30-second timeout by the Millenium Tigers as they will talk things over. Head coach Ty Amundsen wants to draw up a final play for his squad before the half, but a fantastic finish on hand to this first half, and the Jaguars have really turned things around here in this second quarter. After getting off to a slow start in that first quarter of play, they have rallied back. They trail by just 11 to this Millenium team, and they'll look for a defensive stop here, and who knows, maybe they do get the ball back for one more opportunity before the half. But all that I know is head coach Adrian Arona has to be very pleased with the fight that his team is showing here tonight as they have rallied back in this second quarter of play. Millenium will inbound in the backcourt. Reggie Orr will trigger the inbound. He gets it into Gabe Pickens. Pickens guarded by Marshall. He'll send it out ahead to Jones. Near side to Pickens. Pickens looks down low for the alley-oop. No good. Outley gets the rebound. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He can't find anyone to give it to. Finally finds a wide open Cohen Aldridge, but by that time, the time had already expired. At the half, Millenium leads Canyon View 37-26. Just an 11-point lead for Millenium after what looked like a larger lead in store for the Tigers as they really opened the game up in the first quarter. Right now, we're going to send it courtside to head coach Adrian Arona. Brittany?
Here with Coach Arona. So we talked about playing a full 32, bit of a slow start, but definitely a great rally by the boys in the second quarter. What do you have to say so far?
You know, when you spot them an 11-point lead and you're down 11 at half, I feel pretty good about what we did after a couple of loud timeouts. First quarter, they just didn't come out. You know, Millenium's trying to make the playoffs right now, and so they're playing playoff basketball. We need to step up and play playoff basketball as well. And I feel like we came and answered the call. We're starting to hit some shots. Our confidence is starting to regain. So, hopefully we'll come out and continue to do that in the second half.
They forced you a little bit out of your system, made you guys play a little bit quicker basketball than you were used to. As soon as you were able to slow it down, you started to hit the shots. What are you going to talk to the boys about in the locker room at half about keeping that in mind?
Just about controlling the ball, and controlling what they can. Take a picture once you catch the ball to see the court before you run yourself into a trap. We're boxing out a lot better now. We were going to run at halftime if we didn't. But, we have to mitigate their size. We got to continue to execute, and good things are going to happen.
All right, we'll let you get back to the locker room. Thank you so much, Coach. Derek, back to you.
Thank you, Brittany, and thank you to head coach Adrian Arona for joining us here at the half. And he brought up a big point there about boxing out. That was the key, and that was the major issue in that first quarter of play. And since then, we really have seen a difference from this Jaguar team as they were able to box out in that second quarter of play. Again, at the half, the Millenium Tigers lead the Canyon View Jaguars by a score of 37-26. We are going to take a break, but we'll be back with the start of the third quarter after this. You're tuned in to Canyon View Basketball on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
At Angel Dentistry, our focus is to provide the highest quality and comprehensive family and cosmetic dentistry care. From checkups and cleanings to advanced issues like gum disease and implants, Angel Dentistry will provide an array of dental services to meet all of your family's needs. With extensive experience in using the latest dental techniques and state-of-the-art technology, visit us online at angeldentistry.net for more information or call to schedule your appointment today.
Anna and Keith started Stessa Movement Company with their customers' clothing styles in mind. Their goal is to clothe the world your way. High-end, comfortable clothing at affordable prices. Check out their custom-made hats, shirts, masks, and vintage gear. They outfit the Varsity Sports Show crew and sponsor the Stessa Movement Company Player of the Game Award. Find them at stessamovement.ecwid.com. Spelled S-T-E-S-A for style.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind.
Vintage Motors specializes in custom builds, fabrication, engine swaps, routine maintenance, and service for all years, makes, and models, including diesels. From Ford Model A builds to tow truck repair and more, it's Vintage Motors. Give them a call today at 623-930-8494 or stop by 3015 East Main Street in Mesa, just east of Lindsay, and tell them the Varsity Sports Show sent you.
Welcome back onto the campus of Canyon View High School. Derek Diesner, Brittany Boyer back with you as we get set for the second half between your Canyon View Jaguars and the Millenium Tigers. 37-26 our score. Millenium leads by 11, but it's a closer game than that as the Jaguars battled back in that second quarter of play and really took this Millenium team by surprise, and momentum is definitely in favor of the Jaguars, Brittany.
Oh, definitely 100%. You know, they're not getting the ball right here coming out to start the second half, but defense right here really can step up big.
Sending it near side to Reggie Orr to get things started. They'll pass it around the three-point arc. Gabe Pickens looks to send it down to Himes. Himes will go to work, and he's going to be whistled for a travel. Did look like his feet slid a little in the paint, and that will turn it over to the Jaguars. That layup no good. And we still remain scoreless to get things started here in the second half. Driving down the lane and getting stripped, but they'll say too much contact on Coleman Fields, and being whistled for the foul will be Ladarian Hayes. That is Hayes' third personal foul, the first on the Jaguars here in the second half. First free throw attempt in and out by Coleman Fields. Millenium fighting for a playoff spot. This game means everything for the Tigers, while the Jaguars are just trying to play spoiler and really break their losing streak to end the regular season. Second free throw attempt is good. Jags trail by 12. They'll work the ball down low. Reverse lay-in up and good by Connor Aldridge. And it's a 10-point ball game. Jaguars trail 38-28.
And I believe that was an assist from his brother, too.
The Aldridge brothers coming up big. Three-pointer is good by Gabe Pickens. The freshman averages close to 7 points a game. And he's taken a lot of deep three-pointers here this evening. Hasn't connected on too many of them. Driving down the lane and putting it up and in off the glass for two is Ladarian Hayes. 41-30, Jags trail by 11. Fields gets it down low. They'll kick it out. Good ball movement by the Tigers. Three on the way. Hit nothing but the air. And it goes out of bounds off of the hands of freshman A.J. Marsh. It'll be Jaguar basketball. Dante Marshall brings it across the timeline for the Jaguars. He'll put up the floater, a little bit too strong. Rebound into the hands of Isaac Himes. Pickens gets it ahead. And he gets the ball right back over to Marsh in the corner now for a three. No good. Marshall the rebound. Marshall lost it, gets it back. Now has to try to find someone to give it to. And it goes out of bounds. They are going to say it last touched Marshall as it deflected off of A.J. Marsh and somehow hit Dante Marshall. And Millenium gets the ball right back. Looks like they caught the Jaguar defense sleeping as going down the lane was Isaac Himes. That rattles around the rim. No good, but he'll head to the line for a pair. 6:07 to go in this third quarter of play. 41-30 our score. Millenium leads Canyon View. Himes' first free throw attempt is good. And we'll have a quick substitution as Christian Holly will check in, replacing A.J. Marsh. Himes ready for the second free throw attempt. That is good. 43-30. And again, something to point out that you would only say in 2020-21 is we have a face mask change at the half as Isaac Himes has switched his mask after having so many issues with his mask in the first half. The filter kept falling out, so he elected to go with a very basic plain mask.
Yeah, I think he had one of the things that you put under it to elevate it a little bit so it's off of your face and not so smothering around your nose, but that little plastic thing kept falling out. So now we see him with the smaller, little disposable mask that's a little easier to breathe out of. But, you know, if they make it to the playoffs, he won't even need that anymore.
Yeah, that's very true after the AIA passed that rule earlier this week. A steal by Ladarian Hayes. He goes to the bucket. Too strong, no good. And we'll see who the whistle's against. They're going to call Hayes for the offensive foul. That's his 4th foul, I believe. And Hayes is going to come out of this ball game with 4 fouls now, I believe, or are they letting him stay in? They've got 6 players on the court. No, they are going to get Hayes off. Five and a half minutes to go in this third quarter. 43-30. Millennium leads Canyon View. Holly slings it near side to Reggie Orr. Orr drives baseline, leaves it short, gets the ball back, goes up with it, gets it to go, and has some trash to talk to Kymar Outley. A lot of body contact there, and still Orr was able to get it to go, and now the referee is telling him to calm down. She does not want to hear his excuses. She's just saying, do not talk back, just play the game. (45-30) Millennium leads, and the free throw attempt is good. 16-point lead for the Tigers. Marshall almost lost the ball. He does, but it will stay with the Jaguars. Last touched by a Tiger. Bryson Cosgrove to inbound for Canyon View. Connor Aldridge gives it off to Cohen Aldridge. He'll take the 3. No good. Rebound by Himes. Himes outlets ahead to Pickens. Pickens takes that deep 3. He likes it. No good. Cohen Aldridge the rebound, and he lost the handle on the ball and turns it over. Millennium basketball. Jaguars just seem to be just getting really almost spooked, it feels like. When they're getting the rebound, they're just looking around wondering, what do I do, what do I do, who do I pass it to? And instead of just taking a deep breath and calmly dribbling it, they're scared right now.
You know, I think they can feel that Millennium got a little bit of the momentum coming out of the second half. They had the momentum going into the half. They need to just pick it up. Be confident in their shots, confident in their passing, and really just keep attacking.
Himes underneath the bucket, and he'll be whistled for a travel. We've seen that now on a couple of possessions here in this third quarter where he just cannot get his feet set down in the post. Cosgrove lost a handle on it. Coleman Fields comes up with the loose ball, and he is fouled from behind. He'll head to the free throw line for a pair. 4:41 to go in this third quarter. 46-30, Millennium leads. They've really owned this third quarter of play, and just look at that scoreboard. We're not even halfway through this third quarter of play. The Jaguars have 7 team fouls, no team fouls yet for Millennium in this second half. Fields knocks down the free throw. Logan Abreu will check in for the Jaguars, replacing Bryson Cosgrove. We'll also have a substitution for Millennium as A.J. Marsh will come in, replacing Gabe Pickens. Fields converts on the second free throw. Marshall brings the ball ahead, and we've got a whistle. It's going against A.J. Marsh.
Foul charge to A.J. Marsh. First team foul.
And timeout by head coach Adrian Arona. 4:38 to go in the third quarter. 48-30 our score. Jaguars trail the Tigers. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
At Angel Dentistry, our focus is to provide the highest quality and comprehensive family and cosmetic dentistry care. From checkups and cleanings to advanced issues like gum disease and implants, Angel Dentistry will provide an array of dental services to meet all of your family's needs. With extensive experience in using the latest dental techniques and state-of-the-art technology, visit us online at angeldentistry.net for more information or call to schedule your appointment today.
During that timeout, Connor Aldridge had to get taped up on his elbow, but he looks to be all right as we resume play. 4.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. That shot no good. A.J. Marsh with the rebound, and he's fouled from behind by Dante Marshall. Some frustration setting in, I should say, for the Jaguars, as they have not had the best start here in this second half. Not what we saw to end that first half of play.
No, and it doesn't help that only 4 minutes into the third, they're already in the bonus.
Yeah, and
Or are they? They are not. I'm sorry, my bad.
Millennium.
Yes, they are. Millennium.
Yeah, Millennium is in the bonus. And you have your star player, Ladarian Hayes, out on the bench right now in foul trouble with 4 fouls already. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good by A.J. Marsh. Marsh no good, but an offensive rebound by Reggie Orr. He gets it over to Marsh. Cross-court pass to Coleman Fields. Back over to Marsh. They'll sling it in the corner to Orr. Marshall now dribble up to the top of the key. 4:10 to go in this third quarter of play. 19-point lead for Millennium. That three-point attempt is no good. Offensive rebound. Put back is good by Reggie Orr. And it's a 21-point lead for Millennium, 51-30. Abreu sends it up top to Marshall around the Outley screen. He'll send it to the top of the key, put it in the hands of Cohen Aldridge. Aldridge will dribble down the lane, put it up. Left it short. Outley, the offensive rebound. Kick out to Marshall. His three-point attempt, no good. Defensive rebound, Christian Holly. Holly out ahead, A.J. Marsh. And now Marshall will steal it away. And we've got a whistle. I believe this foul is going on Reggie Orr. Oh, no, we got a technical foul.
Foul charge to number 1, Reggie Orr.
A technical foul called on Reggie Orr for Millennium, and Dante Marshall will head to the line to shoot a pair of technicals. Off of the front of the iron on the first attempt.
I feel like he's having a rough night.
He is. Well, let's not forget, he did run into the wall pretty hard earlier tonight.
He did. But that included, he's having a rough night.
He really is. Timeout on the floor. 3:28 to go in this third quarter. 51-31. And Millennium slowly starting to pull away now as they lead by 20. I don't know what happened, Brittany. It was a very close game, and Canyon View had it within, 11 at the half? Yeah.
And so essentially what I feel like happened is Millennium came out, got a couple steals to start things off. Canyon View wasn't able to get the shots to fall. You know, they were a little nervous. They weren't really taking good shots. Wasn't the best shot selection. And then that came back to bite them in the end, you know. Well, not in the end. It's not the end yet, but at this point in time, it's come back to bite them so far. So.
And what do you say if you're Coach Arona talking to the team right now in that huddle? Because you still have 3.5 minutes to go.
Slow it down. Play your game of basketball. Don't let them force you to play their style, because they're looking for that playoff berth. Like you said, they're going to push it. They're going to play really strong defense. And this is not a weak team. They just need to slow it down and, like we talked about, take better shots, get the rebounds, and then when they have the ball, take better care of it.
Yeah. Kamar Outley has been fantastic down in the paint tonight, really ripping down the rebounds for this Canyon View team. And if the Jaguars take their time and get set up offensively, it shows that they can make their shots. This team is full of shooters. They just need that chance. This isn't a team that wants to hustle down and quick fire up a shot. You got to work it around in your offense and find that open man. As an air ball by Connor Aldridge. And the Tigers will quickly attack at the other end. A.J. Marsh goes up with it. No good. Offensive rebound. The putback was no good by Donovan Franks. And Connor Aldridge gets the defensive board for the Jaguars. Aldridge drives down, puts it up, leaves it short. He was fouled. He'll head to the line for a pair. 2:46 to go in this third quarter of play. Canyon View trails by 20. And a couple of substitutions will head to the table for the Jaguars as Ladarian Hayes and Bryson Cosgrove get set to check back into this game.
Ladarian Hayes and Bryson Cosgrove re-enter the game.
They will check in, replacing Logan Abreu and Cohen Aldridge. Second free throw attempt is good by Connor Aldridge. Marsh gets it over near side to Pickens. Pickens will put it in the hands of Christian Holly. Back over to Pickens now. Pickens, top of the key, guarded by Outley. And Millenium did exactly what they wanted to do. They were able to lure Outley out of the post, setting up Franks with a mismatch down in the post. Franks went to work. He just couldn't get the bucket to go, but he was fouled and will head to the line for a pair. That is the 9th team foul on Canyon View in this third quarter as Franks knocks down the first attempt. This to make it a 20-point lead for Millenium. Franks off the back of the iron, no good. Bryson Cosgrove the rebound, outlet ahead to Marshall. Marshall thought about a three. Ball was stolen by A.J. Marsh, and now Marshall fouls Marsh. We've seen that a few times tonight. That's the frustration foul, and not a good look for Dante Marshall. A couple of substitutions getting set to check in for Millenium. Reggie Orr and Isaac Himes at the scorer's table. Also have a substitution for Canyon View as Josiah Flores will get set to check in. Looks like he'll replace Dante Marshall. First free throw by A.J. Marsh is good. That makes it a 20-point advantage for Millenium.
Reggie Orr re-enter the game for Millenium. Josiah Flores checks into the game for the Jaguars.
Second attempt is good as well. 21-point lead. Flores to bring the ball ahead. He's getting almost triple teamed by Millenium, but they get it across the timeline. The three-point attempt, no good. Big board by Cosgrove. He'll get the ball back, fire up a three off the back of the iron, no good. Outley had it. Cosgrove comes up with it. They'll try to get it over to Ladarian Hayes. They do. Step back three, good. Man, he makes that look so easy. What a catch and release by Ladarian Hayes. I can't wait to see how Hayes looks and plays in his senior year because he has had a fantastic junior season. Offensive rebounds galore for the Millenium Tigers, and getting the putback to go is Donovan Franks. 56-36, Jags trail by 20. Hayes dribbles off his foot, but it was last touched by a Tiger. So Canyon View will keep the ball with 1:21 to go in this third quarter of play. Cosgrove inbounds to Flores. Flores near side to Hayes. Hayes, turnaround jumper off the front of the iron, no good. Reggie Orr the rebound. Orr down the lane, good look inside, layup no good. Put back by Himes, no good. Outley with the rebound, he tries to send it out ahead. Ball was intercepted by A.J. Marsh. Marsh gets it over to Pickens, who takes a step in, unable to get it to go. What a defensive rebound by Donovan Franks, who then throws it inside, and A.J. Marsh lays it in for an easy two. 58-36 at the other end. Cosgrove's shot blocked. Rebound by Reggie Orr. And they'll get it to A.J. Marsh, who will walk it across. He now sends it ahead to Gabe Pickens. 23 seconds to go in this third quarter of play. It's a 22-point lead for Millennium. Marsh drives in, kicks out, big man Himes for three, and he shows off his range. 61-36. Millennium has opened up this game here in this third quarter. Three-point attempt is good at the other end by Connor Aldridge, and there's the horn. After three complete, it's the Millennium Tigers 61 and the Canyon View Jaguars 39. We'll be back with the fourth and final quarter right after this on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
Anna and Keith started Stessa Movement Company with their customers' clothing styles in mind. Their goal is to clothe the world your way. High-end, comfortable clothing at affordable prices. Check out their custom-made hats, shirts, masks, and vintage gear. They outfit the Varsity Sports Show crew and sponsor the Stessa Movement Company Player of the Game Award. Find them at stessamovement.ecwid.com. Spelled S-T-E-S-A for style.
Common sense told me that.
Back on the campus of Canyon View High School, Derek Diesner and Brittany Boyer back with you. Jaguars trail the Tigers from Millennium 61-39 as we begin this fourth quarter of play. Fans, don't forget to get your votes in for the Stessa Movement Player of the Game. You can vote tonight by entering the name of the player that you would like to see win the Stessa Movement Player of the Game in the comments box here on YouTube. You'll have to about the 2-minute mark to get your votes in, and then we will announce our player of the game. Right at the end, as putting it up and in, is Isaac Himes, and right now he has to be the leader in the clubhouse for tonight's Stessa Movement Player of the Game. Almost got a steal there as well. And whoever is nominated and selected as our Stessa Movement Player of the Game will have the privilege of speaking with Brittany Boyer after this contest.
Oh, it's such a privilege to speak with me always.
An honor and a privilege, I must say. Pass down low is stolen away. A.J. Marsh leads the pack down. No good. Himes there for the offensive board. Goes up with it. Unable to convert, but he'll head to the line for a pair. 10 team fouls on the Jaguars, so every foul from here on out, Millennium will be shooting two. And we still have 7:27 to go. And what did we figure out the other night? Is it 30 points for a running clock?
30 points for a running clock in the fourth quarter.
Okay. 5 more points for Millennium, and we'll be to that point. Substitution as Dante Marshall checks in for Canyon View. He will replace Josiah Flores. We saw Flores come in there in the third quarter of play and seeing some of his first action of the night. And that is one good thing you could take away from a game like this as you get more bodies into the game. Turnover by the Jaguars will give it back to Millennium. Couple of substitutions for Canyon View as we will see them go deep into their bench. Number 24 and number 32 will check in. And unfortunately, I don't have either of them on my roster. And they don't have a JV roster online, I don't believe. So I apologize to the Canyon View fans that we do not have names for number 24 and number 32. But if you know their names, I invite you to enter their names into the chat, and we will gladly announce them. That layup no good. Offensive rebound by Millennium. Yet another offensive board, and the putback is good by DeMarco Thomas. 68-39. Jags trail by 29. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound by A.J. Marsh. Off the miss from Ladarian Hayes, and the lay-in left short. Ball's loose. Canyon View's got it. Hayes will bring it across. Good look down low, going up with it and putting it up off the glass for two is Connor Aldridge. both of the Aldridge brothers have had a nice showing here this evening for Canyon View. Marsh sends it out, and a whistle. We've got a travel called on Coleman Fields. Line change for Millennium as they'll put a lot of fresh bodies into the game. Canyon View will send in Cohen Aldridge, replacing Ladarian Hayes. For Millennium, it looks like they've got close to an all single-digit lineup. It looks like A.J. Marsh is out there. We've got Javion Bolden, Christian Holly, Lauren Mitchell, Jonah Jones, and DeMarco Thomas. I think I announced one too many. Also, Hayes has to stay in this game as their substitution was illegal, so Hayes will probably go out on the next dead ball, but he makes his playing time count as he lays that one up and in. It's a 25-point lead for Millennium, 68-43, under 5:50 to go in this ball game. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Offensive rebound, Lauren Mitchell. Mitchell gets the ball back, and a timeout called by Millennium as they'll quickly talk things over. I got to give it to him. Head coach Ty Amundsen's still in this ball game. He's fired up, even though his team's leading by 25. He's going to coach to the very end.
Very much so.
Again, this game means a lot for Millennium as they try to claw their way into the postseason. This will be the finale for Canyon View here this evening, but it is nice that they're able to end their season here at home, and this is one of the largest crowds we've seen all season.
Yeah, well, we're finally allowing fans in, so it's nice that even though it's only for one game, that they're starting to see a little bit of what the future might look like for them, because like we've said before, first-year varsity program, the fans don't even really know what to expect at this point, so a lot of excitement for the future around this Canyon View program and what's to come.
Want to send out a thank you to Mark Soto, who was able to let us know that number 24 is Daniel Valadez. So thank you for letting us know, as Valadez is still on the floor for the Jaguars. Now we just got to figure out who number 32 is. 70-43 our score, 5:05 to go in this fourth quarter of play. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay at this end.
Well, Derek, we are 3 points away from a running clock, and this Canyon View team has given it its best effort, but they're going to fall a little short tonight. But so much, like we said, to look forward to in the future, especially with Ladarian Hayes and what he can do in the future for them as a senior.
Yeah,
and the Aldridge brothers.
Yeah. Everybody returns for this Canyon View team next year, which is fantastic because they've got a lot of bright pieces. I mean, you look at Ladarian Hayes, you look at Dante Marshall, the Aldridge brothers, Connor and Cohen, Bryson Cosgrove, Kamar Outley, Logan Abreu. There are a lot of solid players on this team, and it's definitely a bright future for Canyon View. Josiah Flores dribbles in, and we've got a whistle going against Millennium. Donovan Franks will check back into the game for Millennium. We'll also have a substitution for Canyon View as Danny Diaz will check in. It's the first time we've seen Diaz here this evening. 72-43 our score, 4:30 to go in this contest. Three-pointer on the way by Hayes, no good. Diaz the rebound. He'll kick it out to Flores. Flores dribbles it off his foot, but we've got a whistle. And since a lot of the starters are out, and Justice, I don't know if we've received any votes in our comment section, but I think we might have to just go ahead and name a player of the game. And I don't know if anyone's opposed to it, but I'd say Isaac Himes, the big man for Millennium, has to be tonight's Stetson Movement player of the ball game. Going right down the lane is Lauren Mitchell. No good, but he was fouled. He'll head to the line. We'll have a substitution for Canyon View, as it looks like Aaron Quiones will check into the ball game for his first action of the evening. Mitchell knocks that down. That's a 30-point lead for Millennium. Quiones will come in, and that'll probably be the end of Ladarian Hayes' night. Another strong effort by the junior.
And we officially have a running clock.
Yes, we do. Under 4 minutes to play in this ball game as Diaz comes down with the rebound. Again, Jaguar Nation, don't forget to join us for the Jag Nation Report on the Varsity Sports Radio Show this Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 1060 a.m. KDUS. We'll be joined by boys head basketball coach Adrian Arona, as well as girls head coach Des Carranza. That'll be at the about 9:10, 9:15, I believe. But tune in for the entire show. We'll also have the bracket release that'll be going on at that time, so we'll be able to keep you up to date of who's going to the postseason, both in the boys and girls side of things. And Canyon View girls will hope to qualify for postseason basketball in their first season of varsity level competition. And what a feat that would be. We'll find out officially on Saturday. Regular season ends tomorrow for all Arizona schools. That ball goes out of bounds off of the fingertips of Donovan Franks. It'll be Jaguar ball. 2:40 to go and the clock is running. 73-43 our score. Quiones over to Diaz. Diaz picks up his dribble. He walked with it. And that'll turn it over to Millennium. I believe it's all reserves in this ball game right now. And, you know, talking about the reserves, we saw in that before our game started, we had a ton of JV players, the JV game going on, and that was a very close contest between Millennium and Canyon View. A lot of these players out on the court right now played in that game. Well, the substitution as Joseph Iscoa Franco will come in. He replaces Danny Diaz. And a big block by number 32. Again, I feel bad that we don't know the young man's name, but he had a big block sending the Millennium Tiger player to the floor, but he looks to be all right. And heading to the free throw line will be Lauren Mitchell. Going up with it and getting it to go is DeMarco Thomas. 75-43 our score. A little over a minute left to play. Fans stay tuned post game. We'll speak with our Stessa Movement player of the game, Isaac Himes, and we'll also probably hear from Canyon View head coach Adrian Arona as his squad wraps up their regular season here this evening. But if we don't hear from Coach Arona tonight, again, you can join us this weekend as we will reminder to join us on Saturday to hear more from head coach Adrian Arona on the Varsity Sports Show on 1060 AM KDUS. And we're going to try and hear from Ladarian Hayes here this evening as well, our Jaguar player of the game, as the clock stopped on that injury. 76-43 our score. Under 50 seconds to go. Layup no good. Rebound into the hands of DeMarco Thomas. With the win, Millennium will improve to 9-6 overall. 7-0 in league play. Canyon View's going to fall to 3-10. They'll close their season at 3-10 and 3-4 in league play. Jaguars now have lost 5 straight to conclude the regular season. 3-point attempt up, no good. We've got a whistle. Millenium hoping that this win and hopefully one more tomorrow as they host Agua Fria will be enough to get them into the postseason. Again, they're perfect in league play, but out of league play, they have struggled, going just 2-6 as there is the final buzzer. 76-43 our score. Canyon View falls to the Millenium Tigers. And stay tuned, fans, as we will have a post-game interview with Brittany Boyer and our Stessa Movement player of the game, Ladarian Hayes. We'll also be joined by head coach Adrian Arona. Let's send it down to Brittany.
I'm here with our Stessa Movement player of the game, Ladarian Hayes. You've had an absolutely outstanding junior season. Not a win for you guys tonight, but still so much growth and potential. What do you have to say about this Canyon View team and the effort put forth?
They're great. We're a really good team, and we're just looking to improve better each and every year. So, great team, honestly. So,
your performance tonight, you were really pushing it all across the court. You had some foul trouble early on, had to sit, but your team really was able to rally and try to get you back in it. But unfortunately, you fell short. What did Coach talk to you guys about going into this game? Because it was going to be a tough game. Millenium is looking for that playoff spot. What was the message?
Leave it out all on the floor. All energy, everything you got. It's the last game, so just go hard 100% the whole game. So yeah.
Perfect. Anything else you want to add about your performance this season so far in this Canyon View team for the future?
No, thank you.
All right. Ladarian Hayes, our Stessa Movement player of the game. I will let you go celebrate the first season with your team, I should say. And now I will bring on Coach Arona. Coach, not exactly the finish you guys wanted, but, a really successful and strong first season for you guys overall. You didn't really look like a rookie program out there most of the time. You played some pretty good basketball. What are you looking on improving on in the offseason?
Well, and just as far as the game, foul trouble really hurt us. We were trying to mount a run there, but, whistle just wasn't going our way tonight, and we definitely got hurt in that sense. But in the offseason, these guys want to come back on Monday. They want to come back at spring break in the weight room. So, I'm excited about it because, these kids are hungry. They expect success. They've had success the first 2 years of the program. We didn't really get what we wanted this year, but we got some new tools. We got some new weapons. If we can come together as a team, we're going to be pretty dangerous, I think.
Perfect. Anything else you want to add about the game tonight?
Well, not about the game, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say something. My biggest fans, my wife Stacy and my 2 daughters, Stephanie and Madison.
Are these them right here?
No.
Okay. I was like, they were right here, so I was just wondering.
No, they're 9 and 11. They've been at all of our games, and this is the first season they haven't been able to come to a game, so I just want to make sure I say a shout out to them, and I'll be home in a few.
Perfect. All right. Well, Coach, congratulations on a very successful first year as a program, and I look forward to covering you again in the future.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Derek, send it back to you.
Thank you so much, Brittany, and our thanks to head coach Adrian Arona and to our Stessa Movement player of the game, Ladarian Hayes, for joining us here this evening. It's been a fun first season covering Canyon View athletics, and we look forward to covering the Jaguars softball and baseball teams here in the spring, and be back in the fall for football season, and right back here next winter for girls and boys basketball. A fantastic evening, and it's been a fun season, and we'll have spring sports for you here shortly, Jaguar fans. Final tonight, again, Millenium victorious against Canyon View, and the Jaguars drop to 3-10 overall as they see their 2021 season come to a close. Millenium moves to 9-6 overall. They'll host Agua Fria tomorrow in hopes of keeping their playoff dreams alive. For our producer, Justice Miranda, my broadcast partner, Brittany Boyer, I'm Derek Diesner saying so long from Canyon View High School, everyone. We hope you all have a great evening, and join us for the Jag Nation Report this Saturday morning at 9:15 a.m. on 1060 a.m. KDUS. Good night, everyone.